no roar, just silence. In the shadows, battles won. I see through foggy veils, no swords to raise, no cries to wail. Victory's touching ghostly hue, darkness glows a pale blue. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease. Creeping through the twisted wood, echoes shards where warriors stood. Just a breath, just a wish. No more war, no final fist. Wisdom whispers in the night. Strength in peace, no need to fight. Winners walk in soft embrace. No battle scars, no deadly taste. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease. Silent shadows trace the ground. In this silence we are bound. Greatest victory found with ease. No need to fight, no need to cease.
Whispers in the dead night fire, broken dreams and twisted wire. Darkness feeds on fear's desire, shadows creep, the flames grow higher. Owner graves and evil schemes, fighting phantoms, haunting dreams. Echoes of forgotten screams, horror not as it'll seems. Battle cries and blackened void, demons that I once enjoyed. Now my strength they can't avoid. Living past I'm forced to destroy. I suppose the blood they crave, spirits risen from the grave, clawing beasts the souls they save. I'll be fighting till I cave, monsters hiding in my fears, bloody masks and deadly leers, fending off the painful years. Victory drowning in my tears. Battle cries and blackened void, demons that I once enjoyed. Now a strength they can't avoid. Living past, I'm forced to destroy. 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 Moonlit graves and evil schemes, fighting phantoms, haunting dreams. Echoes of forgotten screams, horror not as it all seems. Battle cries and blackened void, demons that I once enjoyed. Now my strength they can't avoid. Living past, I'm forced to destroy. To destroy. To destroy. To destroy. To destroy. To destroy.
Shadows crawl from the grave, whisper secrets dark and brave. Eyes that pierce into the night. Monsters come, we must fight. Candles flicker, casting dread. Ghostly wails fill my head, chasing demons lost in time. Sanity with his head she screamed. Blood moon's eerie gleam. Battle cries through the dark, leaving fear's deep mark. Echoes of sins long past, fighting shadows deep and vast. Blood-stained blade in hand, stand your ground, make a stand. Cursed whispers fill the air. Spirit.
Alright, evening everybody. Welcome to another game design stream for the Shattered World. Mr. Bitey presents. One moment, I've got too many fucking tabs open. Hold, please. Alright, hey Mad, welcome to the stream. Anyone else I'm missing, welcome to the stream as well. It's good to see ya. So, thank you. Hey, Time, welcome to the stream. I wish I could take credit for that, but I have no sense of style or coordination, as evidenced by, you know. You will have to thank my amazing partner who did all of that. They are very good at that kind of thing. Oh, let me turn the music down a little bit. Alright, let me know if y'all can still hear me. If the music's too loud, too soft, etc. So, for those of you who saw my post on Facebook, I said I had an announcement that was half announcement, half status update. So, status update. As of right now, we are still plugging away and aiming to be publishing this summer. I am not going to descend into one of my patented rants. I refuse. That'll probably happen in the next 30 seconds, let's be honest. But for the moment, no rants. Suffice to say, with all the upheaval and uncertainty in the markets, being able to publish my game is a right bitch. The publisher we were originally going to utilize nearly tripled their prices and then untripled them in response to some of the market instability. For the moment, we're good to go, but that may change. I'm letting you guys know all this just to keep y'all updated. There's a reason I haven't done a Kickstarter or anything like that yet. I wouldn't feel comfortable taking money for this when there's all this fucking instability. Yeah. So, instead, we're going to do something a little different. Normally I work on map making, but today, y'all get to watch me do some actual writing. Specifically, what I'm going to be doing is setting up a minor adventure, what's going to be our beginner box. Whether this is a full-on buy a box that has a map pack and blah blah blah. Like, go to your local game store, like Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder have their beginning box. 5 dragons show up. Fuck you. All right. I did. Remember, the game has a PG-13 rating time. Now, your individual table may not. I assume everyone at that table is rolling a bard. But... sorry, I couldn't help myself. Today's been a fun day. It's been a fun fucking year. Anyway, what we are going to be doing is working on the adventure path, like I said. Working on... I can't even remember the name I gave them. I almost wanted to say dossier, but I'll remember that before I'm done. Anyway, I do not know at this point, just because of the way the market is. There we go. PG. We got this. Apparently, I swore a little too much. Somebody hopped on and hopped right back off. Y'all knew what this thread was. Or this stream was. Anyway, I do not know whether we'll be publishing this for purchase at your local game store. My goal is to have this at the very least as a PDF. I will keep y'all updated as much as I can. But that, for the moment, is my game, or my plan. So, when I'm designing an adventure, I always start top down, and then I follow what I call the rule of 3, which I will explain in a minute. So, I always start with my major big bad evil guy, the BBEG. I will then give them 3 underlings, quote unquote, underlings. This may be an actual underling, like a lieutenant. It may be an environmental factor. God, I can't even say that word without getting pissed off right now. Alright, Suno came up with a decent song. I'm usually not a big country folk fan, but I've been kind of in the vibe for it. I kind of like this. But, like I said, could be an underling, could be that, could be the location, etc. Basically something that's important. And then every time I want my players to move from one location to another... Let me move my hands up. If I'm gonna gesture, you might as well fucking see it. If I want my players to move from one location to another, I give them 3 opportunities to know they should go from A to B. Anyone who's DM'd for a long time, you absolutely know. If you put out 3 clues, your players are gonna miss the first one, they're gonna ignore the second one, and it's the third one that typically gets them. So, our big bad evil guy. Let's come up with a name for this bastard. Tell you what, those listening, give me a mythology. Take your time. Right. A little bit of railroading is okay. Mayan? Alright. I like Mayan mythology. So, I am gonna slaughter the hell out of this name because I always do. It's one I've already used in the story. So, for those of you who haven't seen, hey, Mad. Yes, Kali is Hindu. We can use both, hell. Correct tab. Alright, so I believe it's pronounced Achel. Again, anyone Hispanic or Mayan, please feel free to correct me. I want to say it's pronounced similar to the name Rachel. So Achel, but I'm an idiot white boy. I can barely speak my own fucking language, let alone another one. So, she is the goddess of fertility, the moon, childbirth, and I'm missing one. Medicine and weaving. Goddess of love, pregnancy, water, textile work, and even medicine. So, apparently she's often portrayed with a rabbit next to her. So, we may not have her be the big bad evil guy, but I absolutely want to utilize her. We know the overall plot of the game involves the tears, creating them. That definitely fits. And then for those of you who have been watching our streams, one of the major organizations, the Ardor of the White Eye, one moment. I don't like to say some of the names from other cultures without having them right in front of me, because I can and will fuck them up. And I try not to. Yen, her name is one I never really learned how to say. Kolel Kanaic. She's the matriarch of the Kanaic family. She's the current leader of the Ardor of the White Eye, which is one of the 8 major organizations in the Shattered World. You may be a little biased there, Time. Just a little bit. But that is one thing I want to point out. None of the organizations in the Shattered World are, strictly speaking, good or evil. They're made up of people, and people are bastards. Bastard-coated bastards with a bastard filling. Anyway, any one of the organizations have good members and bad members. It's really up to you where you want your particular story to go. But we're going to start here. So we've got Achel. Help if I could fucking spell. So, Ardor of the White Eye is pretty obvious. Ve Victus is not one that we've seen much of in the stream so far. For those of you not familiar with them, the Ve Victus are very much, they genuinely believe bringing about a new world would be like Safe Haven. Yeah, let's include them. Those are going to be our major three. You can make the argument that any one of them could. But we will start there. So, because I like a little bit of screwing with myself, let's roll a three-sided die. By that I mean we're going to roll a six-sided die. So, on a 1 to 2, going to be a Ve Victus. 3 to 4, going to be Ardor of the White Eye. 5 to 6, going to be tied to the Safe Haven project. I wonder if I can roll here. No, I cannot. Nope. Didn't think so. So, let's roll. 5. Safe Haven project. So, our unknown cultist is going to be a member of the Safe Haven project. Going back to them. Awesome. So, Safe Haven Project, we know that they are about just what it said. Their whole purpose is, they're basically a UN bureaucratic organization. Throughout history, multiple groups, peoples, countries, etc. have nearly ended the world. Through magic, through plague, through nuclear Armageddon, the world has found itself on the brink time and time again. The only way to ensure humanity's survival is to make sure there is some type of safe haven for humanity when the inevitable happens and the world is destroyed. When the tears first began appearing after the Helmyra incident 5 years ago, the Safe Haven Project was one of the first to jump right in and say, okay, this is now our thing, we're gonna fucking take the lead on this. Of all the organizations that send people into the tears, the Safe Haven Project is probably the best at sending and founding new settlements inside these pocket dimensions, inside these tears. Current leader is Executive Director Li Mushin. Again, I'm gonna slaughter these names. One of my goals with the Shattered World was to make it worldwide. One of the tropes I absolutely hate is in Disaster and Alien Invasion and other movies like that, where we're gonna invade the Earth. And by that I mean New York City or Chicago or Beijing if we want the Chinese market. That's it. No. Our goal was to make it so you could play the world right outside your door, no matter where that door is. Was one of my early design principles, design philosophies. So, we know that this person is going to be a member of the Ardor of the White Eye, or God. It's late. A member of the Safe Haven Project. So we've got that, which means we want some early clues that may lead to the Ve Victus or the Ardor. But in the end, it's going to be a member of the Safe Haven Project. We don't want it to be... You know what? Everybody always complains. So, we want them to be a mid-level member. So, there are 10 ranks. The 10th rank is a director. That's someone way too high up in the hierarchy. So, let's make them... God damn it. A communicator. I will come up with a name for them later. Not a word about the Monk Grand Master. So, we know that's the overall plot. Give me one moment. Alright, give me 1 second. I apologize, everyone. Hey, time. Time. My buddy. My friend. My pal. I love you very much, Time. No, the game is PG-13. I've got a profanity warning on this stream for a reason. I am absolutely not the PG-13 type. I try. Yeah. I try in public, at conventions. Not at home. No, sorry. Anyway, I apologize all. I will be right back. Give me just one moment. I just got a message I have to take. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that. Welcome, Minerve. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Yes, the profanity and the flipping off is free. That's what I offer as my own brand of customer service to all my beautiful people. Oh. Alright, looking through. So here's what we got. What do we want? The initial. So we know Safe Haven Project, they are all about bureaucracy, all about finding out. Tell you what, we've all seen stories like The X-Files, even to an extent modern day writings like the SCP files, right? Government organizations or shady organizations that try to control what's going on. That description can be applied to a couple of the different organizations, but let's go with that for the Safe Haven Project for this intro project. So, what do we got? Okay, so we will start out here. God damn it. Too many notifications. So, when the game launches, as I've mentioned before, there are going to be 3 basic modes of play. So, Mode 1 is called Tactics Mode, and if you've played any tabletop RPG before, you know what you're getting with that mode. That's the mode where you fight the dragon, where you save the princess, right? Like, that's the roll dice, shoot the bad guy mode. Mode 2 is known as Navigation Mode. Very simply, when you go through a tear, there are no GPS satellites, right? That no one's been in this pocket dimension. You can't just Google Maps and figure out where the fuck you are. So, the only way to figure out where anything is through exploration. That's Mode 2. That's where your players will work together as a team, explore different locations. The pocket dimension could be made of GPS satellites. One of the things that I've done is when a tear is created, you as the DM, as the narrator, will make that tear. There will be rules and guidelines for, you know, how strong it is, what kind of monsters will likely appear in it, etc. But the tears themselves in universe can be anything. They're pocket dimensions, right? Some tears canonically open up to vast, idyllic Lord of the Rings style forests. Some open up to mysterious boiler rooms full of fire and with weird sounds. Some open up to the cold vacuum of space. Shit happens. There's no way to know what goes or what's on the other side until you go through. Right now in canon, the only major caveat is no one has ever found a sentient being in a tear, not a native. That hasn't happened yet. There are plans for that to happen in future books. But as far as the core rulebook and this, our beginner box, that hasn't happened yet. This part we should also get out of the way. There are always in-universe gonna be rumors about this tear opens up to heaven, this tear opens up to Valhalla, this tear opens up to hell, right? Like, people are always gonna say that. There's always gonna be rumors of that. When you are making a tear, be very, very careful about using named dominions, named dimensions. Can you? Yeah, absolutely. You've bought the game. I'm not gonna fucking come to your house and smack you on the wrist, right? Like, you're not playing my game right now. I'm not gonna do that. You gave me my money. I'm good. You do you. You know, New Jersey gets too much shit. If you go through a hell portal, it's clearly gonna take you to North Pennsylvania. Just that whole area. Little bit of upstate New York, little bit of Pennsylvania, little bit of Kentucky, some West Virginia for flavor. Just that whole Appalachia region. That's all hell. I mean, that's fair. That is fair. Alright, so, the reason why I bring up the 3 mode, or I'm sorry, let me talk about the 3rd mode before I say why I'm bringing them up. Yay, focusing. So the third mode is what we're calling stratagem mode. Stratagem mode very simply covers first things like crafting, right? That's where you strategize and plan your next move. So things like long-term research, crafting, and settlement building. The game will have settlement building at launch. So, let's do Act 1, it deals with the tear. Act 2, so, I grew up on old school JRPGs. It's an old joke with those, right? Chapter 1, save kitten from tree. Chapter 13, fight fucking God. I like that. It's stupid, it's corny, it's cliche. I like it. So we're going to go with that. Chapter 1, we want something to be Act 1, Mysterious Event Number 1. We want it to be something relatively simple. Hints at what's going on, but this in and of itself will be relatively simple. I can't spell that word. So, we won't say entities, we'll say attacks, because that word I can mostly spell. Always recognize your strengths. So, very simple, party brought together on a mission. There's a small town somewhere, increased supernatural attacks. Players have to deal with it. Mysterious event number 2. So, mysterious event number 1 will be mostly combat. Mysterious event number 2 will do a little bit of a change of pace. Party at local politician's party. Alright. I promise you the final product will have much better writing than what I'm doing right now. Also, if you guys have any questions, any ideas, feel free to shout them out. I very much like the interaction. Or any questions, etc. Alright, so as we do this, obviously we want to give them reasons to go from A to B. At this point, we also want the subplot to start to point to the Vae Victis. So each one of these So could it be that the red herring is a Vae Victis or Ardor outside actor that is interfering for their own partially informed reasons? Sure, that could absolutely be one of them. So, to clarify what I said, when I say cleared or false flag, that just means they aren't the main threat. They aren't the big bad evil guy, right? One of the lieutenants may absolutely be a member of Vae Victis. It may be somebody that hates the Vae Victis and wants to pin everything going on them. Could be anything. We will absolutely play with that. So let me rephrase that from redemption to not main evil. Excuse me. So we've got him attacked. So, let's go with this. The Vae Victis, so of the organizations, the Vae Victis are one of the youngest. The Vae Victis genuinely believe that in the same way that Heracles or Perseus were descended from gods, right? Like the old heroes. They believe that by becoming enhanced, they are on the path of deityhood. They believe being enhanced is basically an ascension rite. They believe that they are, for those of you familiar with some Christian beliefs, Nephilim or demigods. So let's say, because there are rituals and there are destiny abilities, and then there are just straight out spells that non-players can use to summon beings. Alright, mysterious event number 2. Again, this is going to be a party at the local politician's mansion. Alright, so, again, for those of you new to the stream, one of the major things about the tears in Universe is that no one knows what the fuck they are. More to the point, they know what they are. They're portals to, pocket dimensions. Beyond that, they don't really know anything about them. The first book, the first campaign setting, will focus on figuring out what these tears are. That's going to be one of the major mysteries of the overall meta plot. So, as I've mentioned before, in these in Universe, almost everyone has magic. Those who become enhanced lose access to magic. But the world, the major politicians are all spellcasters, etc., etc., right? You can't really progress up the ranks without solid magic behind you. So, the tears cut you off from that magic. There is a lot of fear, even now, 5 years after the tears first began appearing, that this family or that organization has figured out how to weaponize these tears and open them wherever they want. So let's play with that a little bit. Politicians, just a patsy. They want to create tears. The tear. So we'll say this is that supposed member of the Vae Victus. We'll give 3 clues to their identity. We'll say it's a ring with initials. Now let's not do a ring, because a signet. Arcane. What's the grimoire? God. And hit list. Let's give this a little bit of excuse me. Proof of a little bit deeper conspiracy. Something to confront the politician with. Let's leave our first clue that says it may not be a member of the Ve Victus. Okay. Alright, so first of all, I apologize for being so quiet tonight. As I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I'm a little tired. Normally I would be streaming for another hour. I think tonight I'm going to call it a little early. So, the downside of being old. Thank you everyone who stopped by the stream. I will eventually get some sleep. I don't know when, but I will eventually. In just a minute, I am going to start a raid. For those of you that haven't been on one of my streams for a while or are new to the stream, one of the things I always try and do is visit another channel at the end, do a raid to a stream that is in whatever we happen to be doing. So tonight, for example, we are streaming in tabletop RPGs. We'll go raid another tabletop RPG stream. see some new games, hang out, etc. So, I also always try to do one I haven't done before. Our next stream, only the one what? I'm confused, time. Not that that's hard to do. Oh no, there's plenty of downsides. Whenever I stand up, my knees sound like fucking Lincoln Logs. But I'm gonna start a raid in just a second. Our next stream will be tomorrow, Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, where we're gonna be doing Bitey's Breaks, and that's where I play another table or another game, in the same rough genre as the Shattered World, and then we'll talk about game design as I'm playing. Tomorrow we're gonna be playing Control again. Yeah, that's all I got. So, thank you everyone who showed up. I am starting the raid in just a minute, assuming it lets me. Alright, y'all take care. Raid is started. Y'all take care. Be safe. I will see you next time.